Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Overall, not a very exciting day. The coins were mainly moving sideways again after we had quite a substantial rally yesterday. And today was a day of consolidation. Not unexpected, given that I shared with you yesterday and today two wave counts in which most likely we would see at least a test of a micro support area. And the prices come very close to that support area. So maybe it's going to touch it, but that's not so important. It's not a target, it's only support. And the focus can be on higher prices as long as we are holding micro support. And below micro support, we have to prepare for a larger pullback into the next support zone. The analysis reveals to us and tells us what these key support levels are. So we are going to take a look at that now in this video. Please be aware that the wave counts themselves, they haven't changed. Okay, the scenarios haven't changed at all for Bitcoin here, as the prices literally just moved from resistance towards support, and we haven't broken support. So we are still, far away from any sort of invalidation or anything, or it's essentially the market needs to clarify its intentions. What would be ideal for clarity is if micro support breaks, because then we at least know that some kind of a top is in place and we can watch the next support area. But it would be even better, I guess, if the micro support area is holding, if we dip into it and get a proper response, because then we will look at the price to get, or expect the price to get to around about 69.8K. So that's the idea. And you can see that there is a short-term bullish and short-term bearish count. So let's talk about these two. Short-term bearish count first. In the short-term bearish scenario, we're tracking a still unfolding fourth wave correction, which started middle of March. This fourth wave correction is now in the late stages, and we are now in the B wave rally with one more C wave down to come. Depending on how high the B wave goes, we can calculate and have to adjust possible targets for the C wave to the downside. This B wave is itself an A, B, C structure, and the current rally that started from the 10th of May low is seen as a C wave in 5 waves, ending diagonal 1, 2, wave 3, and then this wave 4 could hit support. As long as we don't break below the golden ratio level, 63,128, we could look at another high. It's an ending diagonal, so an overlap between waves 1 and 4 would technically be acceptable. And also the price to come down to the 61.8 retracement would be acceptable. To keep it very simple, without all the academic stuff, as long as we're holding 63,128, there is no indication of a substantial top in place. And we are looking for higher prices. It's very simple, very binary. Above support, we focus on higher, okay? Yellow count, bullish scenario, short-term bullish. Well, let's say it's the more bullish one. In the yellow count, but funny enough, it might need a dip below support. What it essentially tells us is that even if we get a break below micro support, there is still a chance for a bullish scenario. How does that work out? In this scenario, wave 4, this larger wave 4 correction, again, that started middle of March, bottomed already on the 1st of May. Clearly, this is also an invalidation point then for that scenario. In this scenario, we rallied in 5 waves, pull back into our support region that we communicated. For me, at the moment, this is not yet necessarily completed because this rally is corrective. So I call that only wave W. This is part of a corrective rally, and a break below micro support will indicate that we're at least going I shouldn't say we're going to test the lower support region, but the support level which will then be relevant instead of 63,128, it will be 58,360. All right, so it basically means if we break below the upper micro support region, the lower support region will become relevant. and the 58,360 level needs to hold to keep the yellow count, which is bullish, alive. So I hope that is clear. But either way, in both of these scenarios, as long as we're holding the upper micro support range, there is no top whatsoever. Only a local top, but you know, that's just not noteworthy really. The price reacted also here to resistance, so it's currently respecting the levels. By the way, I did publish that update also earlier today on X, Twitter. Feel free to check it out. You'll find the link for it in the description for our Twitter channel. You can find updates about Bitcoin, but also all sorts of other stuff. We did also publish a poll earlier today. You can vote for a coin for me to analyze exclusively on X for Saturday or Sunday. At the moment, Q&T is leading. We did say that, you know, once a week I'm updating one coin exclusively on X, on Twitter, because we want to get some people over there. It's important to decentralize. You know, there's lots of additional content there as well. So feel free to check it out. You can vote for it. There's one day left, and then probably on Saturday I will publish that analysis on X. So yeah, make sure you follow us there. Let me close that down. Is there more to say really about Bitcoin here? I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, maybe about the next upside target. So it would be the fifth wave and 69,775. So what happens once we've topped there? See, I'm not saying this necessarily has to be an ABC structure in the B wave, but if this is something more bullish, then at the moment, the both count, I mean, any directly bullish count would be like, let's say, a mirror count with that white count as well. I did say, let's see first, to avoid any confusion. I don't want to have too many scenarios on the chart. As long as we're holding that micro support, the focus can be on higher, right? And I want to see if we get to that, let's say 70K level there. And then I will put another more bullish scenario on the chart, which would tell us how we can then continue. Okay. So you know, obviously the levels are more important than the counts, and the main support area was this one here that's guided us for the last few months. And as I said, as long as we're holding that one, the overall bullish market is still unfolding. So yeah, it's all about watching micro support. All eyes need to be at the moment on 63,128. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.